What up, everybody? It's April Dawn. I'm here to do my American Horror Story Season 7, Episode 2 review. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, y'all. This one is going to be kind of short and sweet because not too much really happened on this episode. It was kind of like blah. I ain't going to lie to y'all, okay? Because basically all they did was establish for us that Allie, some of her fears are irrational. Some of them are actually real. Kai and whatever this organization is, they're trying to terrorize her and make her change, okay? And we see her opinions kind of start changing, because she's literally a progressive or a liberal. She's kind of starting changing and get more radical and extreme. And this is basically based on fears. So I have some questions. I'm not going to give you the whole rundown. You saw the episode. You know what happened. We start off with Allie and the more clowns. More scary clowns. She's scared of the clowns. She goes and gets Ivy. Ivy checks. There's no clowns. So this is like a reoccurring thing. So I think sometimes when she sees the clowns, this is more of her phobia. Sometimes it's real. So I put together that the neighbors really did die. Like I said, they died last week. So he wasn't imagining things or making things up. This is how the neighbors actually died, because he's mad at Willow because she told his parents that he just imagined everything that happened. And so Willow goes through this process to try to make up with him. She's basically just indoctrinating him more towards her, towards violence, towards being okay with seeing death. And he says he don't know if the clowns are real or fake. And she said, if you don't know, just ask. It's really strange and weird. Willow also hits on Allie halfway through the episode. She says, Allie needs to relax. She needs to calm down. And Allie doesn't want to take the medication. So she's just contemplating over, and she says, well, I'm thinking more like red wine and a warm bath. So she runs to her bath, and, right as they're about to get it on, basically, the lights go out and there's a big panic. But we'll talk about that in a sec. After Allie and the whole clown fiasco, we have Allie is basically spying on the new neighbors. So they have some new neighbors that have moved into the Chang's house. These are strange people. They keep bees. They have lots of barrels in their house, but they're friendly enough. She goes across. She meets them. Ivy comes over. Oz wants to look at the bees and, all of these things. My thing is, why do they take their child everywhere they go? Why are they taking Oz every single place? Like, I'm not just going to bring my child to somebody's house that I've never been in by myself or know what it looked like or what's going on over there. So it's a little strange to me how they always grabbing him and taking him to wherever the danger is, okay? Instead of trying to save him from the danger, child. I don't know what's going on. And who is in the cult? Everybody and their grandmama is in the cult? Like, I'm confused. Like, everybody who live on the block with her? So has this become some big conspiracy just to get her? Why her and why them? So they have an awkward meeting with them. They discover that the husband is gay. They basically said that, if we didn't find nobody to marry, we would marry each other. So they married each other, and the wife has had skin cancer before, so she can't stay in the sun. So she believes that climate change is real or whatever. So it's basically showing us that the people that's in this cult are, maybe they used to be former liberals, and now something happened to them to change them to be in this extreme group going the opposite way. Okay, so I don't know exactly what the thing is yet, but I'm kind of seeing that running pattern going through with everybody that's going to be, I think that's going to be a part of this cult. When they're leaving the house, she turns around and she sees the smiley face blood stain on the door that Oz told them about. So she doesn't say anything at the time, but it's registered. She just put it right here. Like, okay, I'm gonna keep that right here because he did say that, and the girl said that he was lying, but it's clearly right there on the walls. Ivy is telling her, don't worry about it. Oz is having night terrors. So Allie and Ivy go to comfort him, and he basically, there's something happened. So Lauren has been tripped at the restaurant. So Allie has to go down. She volunteers to go down and check. So when she goes down and check, she finds the chef that has been killed in the restaurant. So he's hanging. She tries to help him, but he's dead, child. He dead to the restaurant. Earlier that day, that chef had got into it with another chef, and that chef happened to be Hispanic American, and basically when the police found the body, they were trying to get them to say, it was him because they had an argument earlier that day. So they basically profiled him. He was considered to be suspect in the case. And later on, when Ivy is at the restaurant later on, this is a WP moment. So our WP satirical moment for week is he's expressing to Ivy how the police came to his house, they harassed him, they asked him a whole bunch of questions, they treated him like a suspect, and they asked about his immigration status. He was born in San Diego, he's an American citizen, and so they were questioning him like, he was an American citizen and XYZ. And her response to that is, well, just chill out because, I had to take a second mortgage out just to make this order. Girl, you're equating having to pay expensive, extra amount of money for some meat to the police coming into my house, attacking my, civil rights as an American citizen, accusing me of not being an American citizen, treating me like a suspect, like, you know what I'm saying, like treating me like a criminal, because, the police do have to do their job, and they did get in an argument, so I can't get mad at the police for asking him questions. But his immigration status, though, for real, y'all, I guess, it's just a mess. He's upset, about that, and she really just, like, equated those things. Like, I'm uncomfortable, because we know she didn't take a second mortgage out on her house to get no meat. It was just expensive. That's all. So that was the moment of, I'm going to brush off your pain. I'm going to brush off your, experience and just say, well, I had to do this. So, it's the same. Girl, it's not the same, girl. It's not the same, girl. It's not. I didn't really like that moment. He was like, well, it's scary being brown these days. And so she kind of just like straight brushed him off. That was kind of crazy to me. Allie starts fortifying the house. The psychologist comes to visit her while she's fortifying the house. And she's telling him, she's going to get a gun because she needs to protect herself. And he's saying, what do you need that for? And she's like, this is the comment that made me know that she's starting to change when she said, are you saying that as a psychologist or are you saying that as a knee-jerk liberal? Okay, so to let you know that even though I'm a liberal, now I feel like I'm scared of everything all the time. I'm afraid, so I want to protect myself. I want to get guns because I want to protect myself, okay? This is the ideology of, some of these people where we can see that Allie's character is changing and becoming more extreme. Now, this is my thing. As a doctor, I know you have doctor-patient confidentiality, but at some point when she's talking about getting guns, that she's mentally unstable, why wouldn't you tell her wife? That's what I didn't understand about that part. And he doesn't tell Ivy anything. She says, I've hired a full-time nanny, so, she is going to help out, so maybe she can help it out. Okay, so later on in the episode, the power goes out, and this is when, like I said, after the relaxation point, she's in the tub, and her and Willow, Allie and Willow, about to do something they shouldn't do. So the power goes out, and the neighbor comes across the street and said it's a terrorist attack. He heard it on the radio from North Korea, and 8 states have went black, and they do this before the rioters come through. And so Allie starts to unravel. Willow leaves. She says she's not going to let anybody take her stuff or whatever the case may be. Allie tries to reason with her, but she leaves anyway. But I think she just had to leave because she had to get in costume, because right after that, we get another clown attack from all the different clowns. Ronald McDonald, everybody child came out, and they was, doing all type of stuff. Like, that's when I think maybe it was real, because whatever this is, they just created this for this to happen so they could come in and terrorize her for real. Okay, so I really think it's her, and I'll tell you why later. But, I think Willow had to go get in costume and get ready. She had to do her makeup and stuff and get her wig together for the show. So the show was, the clowns was chasing her all over the house, child. She was scared. She went and got the gun. She went and got Eyes again, instead of, and telling Eyes, I'm going to open this door in the kitchen and you're going to run as fast as you can or whatever. So meanwhile, at the restaurant, Ivy has told Pedro to bring all of Allie's things home in a box, because, she doesn't work there. She doesn't come up there anymore because she's having so many mental issues. So Pedro is en route to bring her the stuff. When she opens the door, Pedro is standing there, and she's so afraid she shoots him. But I can see, because I watched it twice, she shot him in the shoulder. So he's not going to die, because I was wondering in the preview for next week, everybody was laughing and smiling and carrying on. I'm like, nah, child, if he was dead, she would be in jail. Like, she would be at least upset, that she killed him. Basically just killed him because she was afraid. So I feel like with her story, it's going to get worse and worse from there. She's going to become more afraid, and she's going to become more extreme. She might even join the cult, child. I don't know. I have no idea what's going on with it. This week with Kai, we didn't really see a whole lot of him. He does make an appearance at Allie's house, because now he is running for city council. He has victimized himself just like we thought. And the thing I wanted to say earlier was that couple that moved across the street, they were the ones who videotaped his violent beating by these Hispanic people. He threw the balloon of pee at them, but we saw the video camera was underneath the car and they were videotaping it. So obviously these two people are a part of the cult. So child, it's everybody in the cult. I low-key think Ivy in the cult because she act like ain't nothing wrong. There's nothing happening. Like a couple got murdered across the street. Girl, it ain't even no big deal. You just need to get over it. You just need to take some pills. My thing is you knew the girl was thrown off when you got with her. So you act like it's like a whole big old deal, or you act like it's like the end of the world when she start exhibiting these symptoms. Like it ain't been number 2 weeks, girl, and you already talking about you gonna leave the girl. I mean, golly, it's supposed to be for better, for sickness and health. You're supposed to be trying to help her instead of telling her, if you don't do this, I'm gonna leave you. If you don't do that, I'm gonna leave you. It seems like Ivy is a trash wife. She's trash. Ivy, girl, you're trash. Why would you do that? Like, have a little bit more sympathy. Ty is he victimized himself. He's basically running for the Chang seat, the person he killed. He's running for his seat in city council. He's starting to make all these speeches about, you know, the communities being safe. So he was traveling through the neighborhoods, introducing himself. And he comes to Allie's house and they have a little confrontation because she remembers him from when he threw the coffee. And he tried to play it off like he ain't do that on purpose, but we all know he did that on purpose. And he proceeds to continue to scare her because she had a knife behind her back when she opened the door. He was like, you know, she's the perfect person to do this whole you're scared of everything trope. When was the last time you haven't been scared of any and everything? What's that behind your back and all this? And he grabbed bars and, you know, he get all in her face and scare her. So that was pretty much it for him this week. We didn't really see anything else with him. Oh, one more thing. Willow taught Oz the pinky thing. So now they do it with each other. Because he did it with her when he said he didn't know if the clowns was real or, I mean, if they were just make-believe. She said, well, next time, just ask. They had a whole thing going on with them. Like I said, I think she trying to mold Oz into a killer or some type of way. Another thing I noticed was she told her when Ivy told Allie the passcode to get into security, she said it's Oz's birthday. That's going to come up later because they said it in front of Oz, and because Oz is friends with Willow, some kind of way that's going to come up later on down the line. They did that on purpose to show us something, to tell us something. That's all I got for this week, y'all. Like I said, it was an okay episode. I'm low-key not that upset about it because normally American Horror Story starts up hot, and in the last like 5 episodes, they trying to, you know, or 5, 6, and 7 is whack, and then 8, 9, and 10 are pretty good, but they have to wrap up everything because it got kind of slow and convoluted. So if it's a little slow at the beginning, it might not be a bad thing for American Horror Story to be a little slow at the beginning. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. I'll see you guys next week. Have a blessed one. Peace.